There we go. Okay, today we're meeting with Ritesh Shah. Ritesh is an 18-year veteran here at Vanguard. He's currently one of the leads on the data science and big data area in our company, and he's going to give you a little bit of information about what we're doing in the field of analytics, especially text analytics on the SI side. So if you want to give us a little more information about yourself and how you got involved.
So, a couple years ago, not couple, 4 to 5 years ago, I was working as an architect in one of the Vanguard departments, and I started researching BI and where is BI going in future, which led me to research on Hadoop and big data platforms. Me and another technical advisor at Vanguard went and attended a Hadoop session, and we felt that it could be a game changer in what we do at Vanguard. So we started working on how to get Vanguard accustomed to Hadoop way of doing things, and second, how can we start a program or a project around it. And then moved on to CTO team to be a big data architect as part of that program itself. So
okay.
That's my background from a BI big data perspective.
Okay, great.
So that's where we are.
Okay, so going forth with the big data, how does text analytics play into it, and what are we looking at doing with it? Because I know it's still relatively new for our company.
Right, correct. So as part of big data program, when we made it a program, we just didn't focus on saying, let's just focus on Hadoop as a way. We also we made the program a little bit broader, where it could solve a lot of other problems, like text analytics that you're talking about. From Vanguard perspective, the way we first attack that problem is we have phone center and people come into our phones, right? Mm-hmm. And we evaluated a bunch of products in that space that can basically take speech and convert it into text, and from text it would automatically derive your sentiment out of it. Okay. Which got implemented as part of that program last year and early this year. And we have what we call call agents, meaning associates who take phone calls. Their phone calls are being screened through this product, and it spits out the emotion or sentiment of the phone call, which business can help drive, either add more workforce or readjust workforce in a different direction, things like that.
Okay, so, great.
The product that was brought in was Verint, is a company that is, as per Gartner, is leader in that quadrant. Mm-hmm. There is a competitor called Genesis that does speech to text or speech to sentiment. But we used Verint at Vanguard to do that kind of work, right? So that's the early win that we came out as part of that program. We have also received relatively lately, there are other departments at Vanguard that are not related to speech, right? Mm-hmm. But they have a lot of textual data, text type data, and they have started to ask about, hey, how are we going to analyze that data? We also had a third-party product that would do text analytics at a very high level, not as deeper as a data scientist may do, right? Mm-hmm. We use a third-party product for that. And I think it's a good time. What happened is the third-party product is no longer in existence. Mm-hmm. So Vanguard is right now actively looking at what is the best way to do text analytics.
Oh, okay, great.
From a perspective of our analysis, we did some research. There are vendors who can help you do text analytics, and then there are open source frameworks that can help you do analytics.
Right.
I don't think Vanguard has made any decisions on which direction to go because it's still in research phase. Mm-hmm. But that's where we lie.
Okay. What skills would you say that people studying to move into the data science field in general mm-hmm. would most benefit from?
I think personally, if you ask me a question, there are two kinds of skill set, right? And I think when we define the big data program for a data scientist, right, based on everything that we research, we call it as a three-headed monster kind of role, right? Or a role, I would say. One is you need a person who understands the business line, right? And also has advanced knowledge of statistics, mathematics, and other things, right? And that person is the key person first, right? Because that person, one, understands business problem, knows how to analyze data and correlate it to see if it meets what the business need is or business expectations are. And third, that person should be what I would call as a person who can present the findings and demonstrate the benefits of what he has found to senior leadership, right? Who would be making a business decision on which direction should the project or program or a business decision go down the path of. Second head I call is, there is an industry term that's coming up called data wrangling. It used to be called data analyst in past, but you need a person with, or the same person, right? It could be one person with three heads or three different people, right? It's an organizational choice. But that role would require a person who understands the data that's within that company and should be able to wrangle it however a data scientist wants to wrangle it, which requires certain tools and certain techniques to know. But that person may or may not know advanced statistics and other knowledge, right? May not have that skill set. If they have, it's a plus, right? The third person is typically an IT person, is what we think is many a times when these experiments are performed, right, by a data scientist, after a point you want to run this experiment over and over again for a fixed duration, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, based on what the business need is. And you have to take what is done by data wrangler and data scientist from time to time and make it repeatable, make it in a way that it's run every day without anybody being there. Or the data wrangler may need data to be brought in into a common place from different systems without impacting different systems. That's when this IT kind of person can help to, one, what we call productionize what was done so that it can be run in a repeated way, or to build data pipelines to bring all data together in one place so that it does not impact any other operational systems. So that's where I feel like it's a three-headed beast or a monster kind of role or skill set that is required.
Right, great. Okay, and then finally, if you could just discuss a little bit, because you seem very well read and educated on the subject, how mature is text analytics and data science in general in the financial sector versus maybe some other sector that you've seen or been involved with in the past?
I think in financial sector, text analytics is gathering a lot of momentum relatively lately. Reason because everybody wants to now focus on what their clients are saying and talking about them or providing feedback about them, and how to take that and either market newer products to them or change how they get serviced and things like that, right? And many a times, a lot of that comes in a form of text, right? Some kind of survey, some kind of feedback, some kind of verbal feedback that gets converted to text, and you have to derive sentiment out of it and then figure out what's the right action to take, right? And that's where financial industries or companies like Vanguard are trying to go, where, hey, how to serve your client better, or how to push a product to your client that's gonna work out best for them. There's an industry term also that's evolving as called next best action,
Right, okay.
What's the next best action that client should take, or offer, next best offer that client should accept, would require these kind of tools to be used, right, from time to time. So that's where I feel it's like on the rise of the maturity curve compared to other companies, because many a times financial companies did not think in that perspective from time to time, because many a times their thought was, hey, if I charge them for a call coming in, that's more revenue for me.
Right.
So now that's okay. You know, I don't need to market much.
Right.
And also handling calls and everything is becoming a lot more difficult. So people want to offload it to other channels. So then deriving analytics out of text, like, you know, not just surveys and stuff, what is this person saying on social media, or if he posts something on a financial company's website as a complaint or something, right? How to leverage that. Or even there have been companies who have been researching things like, example, Ritesh as a client goes to a blog, a financial blog, and says good things or bad things about a company, right? A XYZ company. That company can use that data if he's saying good things to be the voice piece of that company to spread newer products that are being offered by pushing newer products to Ritesh, right? And Ritesh tries it out and goes to some other blog site and says, wow, this product launched by so-and-so company is very good, right? And that same client becomes a marketing engine rather than them trying to solve how they want to market, right?
Yeah.
So that's where all these avenues that financial companies are trying to go has led to like fast